You're listening to the new 91.5 WGLZ, West Liberty, West Virginia.
And we're back.
We are back.
Me and Brandon were just talking about it over the break, and we were just talking about how people market religion, how it's marketed nowadays from a business point of view. It's like cool to represent religion.
It is.
Tattoos, shirts, all this stuff. It's like hip and cool, and it's not like in a sincere way. You know, these are like the people that represent religion and then go and get trashed the next night.
Exactly.
Or sell drugs or do drugs or things like that. It's like 50 Cent. You know what I mean? It's like it's cool to represent your faith and wear a big cross on the front, but you don't do anything and you sing about the exact opposite. Like, who are you, man?
Yeah.
You know what really upsets me is that is a top 40 artist. That really upsets me. You know what I mean? It's like that is the most generic human being. One of them, or, you know, people just like that, for instance. I'm just using it. Yeah, and that's just the most generic thing. It just shows me how hollow humanity is, and the majority of them. Like, we're a minority, man. Real people are a minority. A small minority.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, and it's cool. It's cool to represent a faith. You know what I mean? To, like, keep it real with, like, your, like, faith or something like that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And you know what? I want to start off with saying I really started noticing back when I was in high school about that. And when we're talking about marketing religion, there's a whole bunch of kids that used to come in and they used to wear their gold crosses, sometimes even diamond blinged out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right. And you know, they had the thing that got me is the whole you know, Jesus, they had the shirts on that said, "Jesus is my homeboy." Jesus is my homeboy.
Yeah.
No, cut the crap. Let's cut the crap.
Yeah.
All right. And it's funny because I know those people, and they do, and nothing.
Yes.
Nothing. They do not even go to church on a Sunday one time. One time.
I know.
And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Let me tell you, like, the kids, like, those kids, like, honestly, you would see coming out, like, 11, 12 at night, walking the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would see that coming from my house. I live in Stinville. Coming from my house, I would see you on the street at midnight. What are you doing in, like, a sophomore in high school on the street at midnight? Tell me, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And
if you're so holy.
Yeah, if you're so holy, exactly. That's bullcrap.
Yeah.
That's bullcrap.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of one of the things that kind of gets me fired up too. And you know what? A lot of it isn't even just that. A lot of it goes into the music too.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of artists that are trying to be like Christian artists, but they're not really they're not. I don't want to say they don't believe in God. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're not truly, you know, following, you know, the Christian faith.
Yeah.
You know, and especially, and I'm not going to say anything about. I know there's a lot of, you know, real people out there, but there's a lot of Christian rappers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands, especially like there's, you know, some like there's metal bands out there.
Yeah.
You know, that say they believe in God and stuff, and you know,
And they go
it's
do things that are just the complete opposite.
are the
of that
complete
faith.
opposite.
Yeah.
The complete opposite. And it's like, come on, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are
Yeah.
you? Who are
Exactly.
you? I want to know.
Exactly.
I want to know.
Yes.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's what really gets me, you know, it gets me going and talking about marketing.
Yeah.
They know that's a great way to market. You know, they're going to get a crowd.
Followers.
They're going to get followers.
Yeah.
You know, and people that like kind of like heavy music but, you know, want to believe in God. They feel like they can get, you know,
it feels
followers.
like that niche. It creates a need.
Right,
Yeah.
it creates a need. It
Yeah.
does, you know, and that's cool and everything. But at the same time, if you are not even really believing in this, you're just doing this for the money, basically.
Yeah.
The money.
Yeah.
All right, let's get real, everyone. All right. If you're basically doing this for the money, then really look inside yourself and ask, who are you? You know, like I said, you have to look inside yourself when
yeah.
it comes to this.
Exactly.
Because it is a big thing. It's not something that I feel like, you know, like I said, I'm really truly like not religious, but I do feel that religion is something that you shouldn't just play off like that. You shouldn't just do that. You shouldn't just market it out there
Exactly.
for the money.
Yeah.
You know, because you're messing with people's lives when you do that.
Yeah.
You know, people really do believe in God. They believe in a God. You know, they believe in whatever your religion is that you're out there marketing. You know, and then by you doing that and then turning around seeing you do other things like, okay, you know, you're going to talk about, you know, rap or sing about God and blah, blah, blah. But then the next week they see pictures on Facebook of you out partying and wasted and stuff like that. Come on.
Rocking your, like, Jesus is my homeboy t-shirt with a beer in one hand and a joint in the other.
Exactly. Exactly, man.
Keeping it real with Jesus.
Yeah, really. Yeah, keeping it real. But really, honestly, that is the truth. You're absolutely right. But what do you think your followers, your true followers, are going to, like, really think of that? They're going to be like, oh, wait, what is?
But
is
you
it
know what,
cool,
Mark?
you know?
Brandon, like, you know what's the crazy thing is that those followers actually zone out and buy into that. They really, like, they follow it.
Yeah.
It works. People, the majority of people are hollow, and they just don't know who they are, and they don't stare into that abyss. They don't find this stuff. They avoid it. They're insecure. They wouldn't listen to this. They'd turn it off. You know, they would avoid these kind of conversations, and they buy into that kind of stuff. And it's a big shame that, you know, you're. I don't mean this in a spiritual. I guess I do, or I don't. I don't know. But it's like you really are losing your soul in that kind of thing. You're really losing your soul when you. That's why I can never just zone out to that. I always feel like it was the most insincere nonsense. I couldn't lie to myself like that. You know what I mean? Like I might have went through some like self, things where I felt like I was contradicting myself, but I can never break it down to the point where I'm just like flat out, like to the extent where I'm going to be, like doing things that are just the complete opposite or evil things in the eyes of God, like in that sense, like where you're just like completely going against that whole ideology and just rocking that cross in front of you just because you think it's cool, just because Eminem said it's cool, just because 50 Cent said it's cool, or whoever's out there right now,
right,
keeping it real generically, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm really happy we touched on the subject because it's very true. A lot of celebrities out there, are doing that. They do that. They rock, they rock the chains, the crosses. They try to show that they're religious and everything. But when it comes straight down, especially artists with their music, when it comes straight down to it, what are they doing?
Yeah, I just want to point this out too. The tattoos thing. Guys, I have tattoos, and I'll break it down for you. The whole thing is fashion. It's fashion. It might mean something. Yeah, you might have been somewhere and you got that thing at that time, but the whole tattoos thing or representing a religion thing in tattoos, the whole thing is fashion. It's marketing. It might mean that. It might kind of mean that to you, but underneath all that, once you really start facing yourself, you realize that you got it because you thought it was cool, and that is the bottom line.
Yeah.
No one's calling it out. In fact, no one with tattoos is calling that out. No one's secure enough in themselves to say that, and that's the truth. And if you don't agree with me, stop me out here like at West Liberty. Or call in.
Get at us.
Yeah, because that's the truth. No one's saying that kind of stuff. And it's driving me crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
I hear that a lot, man. I hear that a lot. People that got tattoos, and they're like, this is really special to me. I got this because of this.
Or I got this because of my religion. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Or, what's really trending right now? The Buddhist sign. That thing.
Yeah.
That thing. Come on, guys.
I've kind of been noticing
You don't
that.
do anything that's Buddhist.
Not at all.
You don't even know anything about the religion. You just got that because you thought it was cool. Stop lying. Stop lying to me, and even more importantly, stop lying to yourself, man. Stop lying to yourself.
You're making yourself look like a joke is what you're doing in the long run.
Yeah.
You're making yourself look like a joke.
Yeah.
And then when you get older and start to face your fear,
Oh, exactly.
you're going to be
You're gonna
like,
look at that and
oh
be like,
my.
all right. And then you're going to break it down, and you're going to like, oh, man. Like, I went through it. I'll admit it. Jigs up, guys. Jigs up. And you know what? If I got to I'll be the first to say it. I'll be the first to say it because I don't hear anyone else saying it. I don't hear anyone else saying it. I said it. I said it. It is on the record. You know what I mean?
It is.
Face it, guys. Face it. Tattoos are fashion. It's marketing. Period. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line.
It is. It is the
Yeah.
bottom line.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you know what? If for someone like me, I don't have tattoos, but if I would get a tattoo, I wouldn't get
What's the first thing you say? Oh, dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
It's
cool.
cool. It's
yeah.
fashion.
I'm not going to get something that I don't think I like. All right?
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And the main point of the reason, just like you said, I think it's cool. I
Yeah.
think it would look
Yes.
cool on me.
Yes.
I want to show off
Yeah.
how cool this looks.
Yeah, look at
so
me,
I'm
I'm
gonna get
cool.
this tattoo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
That is it. Whew.
So happy we got that out.
I know, we got that.
That's
what
real.
happens when you talk about marketing.
yeah, bam. But back on religion. We gotta get back on religion.
Yeah.
But it does tie into religion though.
It does.
Because a lot of people try to rock that,
The Buddhist symbol now. I think they named the Om or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
guys,
it's fake.
come on.
It's
if you're of
malarkey.
that religion, like, you would be... you'd be like Buddhist from the beginning. You just don't like adopt it just because you think it's cool, and then you get into it, but then you don't really ever do anything against religion because you know why? Because it inconveniences your life.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna like go out of your way to be Buddhist. You're just representing it because it's cool to rock it, man.
Right.
Come on. You're not gonna do anything against Buddhist. Are you really gonna take time out of your day to do that kind of stuff? Are you really gonna stop watching football games? Are you really gonna stop watching TV and movies and listening to music and go out of your way to sit down and really practice the Buddhist religion? If you do, I'm sure there are some, maybe one or two. I'm sure there are a small. No. I mean, maybe some, but I mean, the majority of us guys.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Let's get real.
Let's get real.
Let's get real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got it because you thought it was cool. Jigs up. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Like the religious represent, like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because not only are you lying to everybody else, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah, that's
and
even worse.
And you're lying to the religion.
Yeah.
And all the people
Yeah.
who really, truly do
It's like you're
believe
making
in
a
that religion.
mockery of that religion.
Yeah, it's like you're making fun of it. Exactly.
Yeah, it's making fun of it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing.
It's,
Jeez.
man. If you guys are listening to this right
I know.
now.
That's some like real talk. You don't hear anyone saying that kind of stuff.
91.5 WGLZ.
Yeah.
This is called The Idea, ladies
This is
and
the
gentlemen.
idea, guys, because I watched this movie called Inception, where I got the inspiration for the name of this, and the thing is, once you implant an idea in someone's head, it's there. You
Right.
can't get rid of it.
Right.
Even if you push it to the side and you ignore it and you're insecure and you don't want, it's in your head now. It's in your head. You know what I mean? It's in there.
Yeah.
So, face your fears, people. That's really what this is about.
It's time
Being
to
real.
do it.
It's time to be real.
It is.
And as we said, it's a dirty job, but someone's
somebody's
got to
got to
do
do
it.
it.
Someone's got to talk about this stuff. And gosh darn it, it's going to be us. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to wrap up our show for tonight. I feel like we got some good responses, good feedback, and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Again, we will be on next Wednesday at 9 o'clock to 11. And don't forget, check us out on Facebook.
Definitely.
Like us on Facebook, and I'll be putting the first episode, which is kind of like an introduction to the whole idea, and then this episode up on there, up on the Facebook. So you just go to the YouTube link and you'll see it on the like page. So like us on Facebook, and don't forget to check out the other DJs and things like that. So thank you all for the good feedback, and good night. And once again, you're listening to 91.5 WGLZ.